Hello and welcome to Battle Systems. Today we're going to be going through the crafting element of Maladum that is introduced through the expansion of Ale and Adventure. Within Ale and Adventure you'll find all the tokens that you need, as well as some new character classes that have related skill sets to aid your party with crafting new items, such as the blacksmith. In Maladum, in order to craft items you need to gather resources that match the crafting requirements of that particular item. This can be done a couple of ways, either by gathering the resources in the dungeons themselves, or some tokens that have a purchase value against them can be bought directly from the Artisans Guild. So that's the basics covered. Let's get into actually crafting an item. Let's start off by crafting Henley, this great axe. As you can see from the requirements on the back of the token, it needs 2 steel, 1 wood, 1 textile and 1 riches resource. So, whilst searching in the dungeons we were able to find some broken weaponry, which counts for the 2 steel, some pieces of wood, and some decadent finery as well, which accounts for our riches and our textile resource. With everything collected, what we would now do is pay 14 guilders, and you would do this for any item. You would pay the sale price to the merchant, discard these tokens, and then Henley has crafted himself a great axe. In an instance where we had managed to find the broken weaponry and the decadent finery, we do have the option of purchasing the wood from the Artisans Guild directly, and that would just simply change the crafting price to 18 guilders instead. Now that we've crafted the axe, it's worth taking a look at the other great axe that is available to you through the merchants. So the one that we have crafted has only cost us 14 guilders, provided you had all the resources from the dungeon, whereas the one that is readily available would normally cost you 31 guilders, and you would need to have a level 4 adventurer in order to gain access to it. Next we're going to look to make a set of makeshift wings for Greet. So for this one we need 2 textile resources, 1 wood and 1 alloy carapace, which we have. Here we have some broken weaponry, we have the carapace there, and then 2 textile. Again, we would pay the 8 to get the item crafted. You can also see that we've got some additional steel that comes from the broken weaponry. You don't get any additional tokens after crafting this item. That resource is simply wasted and discarded at the same time as the wood. And there you have it. You have a set of makeshift wings. Now we're going to have a go at crafting a relic. These are items that have been lost to time and destroyed, but they can be rebuilt. One of the key resources that is required is a rare and unique resource token. In the instance of the Sword of Typhosis, this is its hilt. These tokens are required through being assigned a side quest, such as the Lost Artifact, which is one of the side quest missions that comes in Ale and Adventure. So whilst we were in the dungeon this time, we were able to find some ruptured pauldrons, which gives us our riches, our Celtic steel and our steel resource. Our powdered Dracon bone, which as you can see from this icon here, also gives you the option to take it in its raw form, and you can gain an additional 2 actions, but obviously you won't then be able to bring it out of the dungeon with you. Now, as you can see from the resources required here, we are missing Celtic steel, so we are going to purchase a Celtic steel ingot from the Artisans Guild, meaning that the total cost to craft this item goes up to 41 guilders. And there we have a sword for Callan. And so that is everything crafted for our party. As you can see, Callan has got his Sword of Typhosis, we have our great axe for Henley, we also have Greet, who has got her makeshift wings and has effectively now become a goblin doom diver. And we didn't craft anything for Grogmar because he chose to throw his rusted armour that he found at a Lamentor in the past dungeon, so unfortunately lost it, and he's decided to keep hold of his Dracon bone so that he can get some extra actions, and also his Ison oil so that he can throw it at enemies and cause fire damage in the next dungeon. Each to their own, I guess. So that's crafting, giving lower level parties access to weapons and equipment that they wouldn't normally be able to buy from the Artisans Guild, and giving them a huge advantage against enemies in the earlier dungeons. There is no limit to the value of the item that you can craft. So, what will you and your party craft first? Until next time, happy gaming.